coding time to whomever is out there to join me for the second, so .1 experimental session on the DeviceDojo, which will be a series of tutorials, office hours, live codings, whatever, that focus on how to secure connected devices, both on the device and on the management side. My name is Joseph. I run the session today and will probably do so for most of the future sessions too, but who knows? Yeah, as I already mentioned, it's experimental session. For those of you who have already joined me in the first one, you might notice a couple of changes, especially in screen layout, in shell, colors, contrast, whatever, because that was the feedback which I got last time. I'm very grateful for that. It helps me getting better. And when this actually goes into full production live, I hope this will be a really good and helpful series of content for all of you. Again, experimental means that the content is not really fleshed out. It's more like something that I double along anyways, just to get the hang of this video and streaming technology. Okay, without further ado, here's my introduction, which you hopefully don't need anymore. As I said, this session is not really promoted or shown around big time. This is for friends, coworkers, anybody who is willing to give feedback. Okay, let's get to some actual code, hopefully. So, as you can see, I've worked a little bit on the shell, on the colors, on the size. I can even a little bit more. I think something like this is probably the best. Let me know if that is or is not accurate. And today, the one thing that we will try a little bit is creating a new inventory script for Mender. The device inventory for Mender is a collection of, let's call it dynamic, but relatively slowly changing data on a device, which is pushed to the management backend, A, for inspection, and B, for making decisions based upon this information, such as like which device, based on geolocation or a specific software version or specific feature, needs to get an update or not. We call this then a dynamic grouping. But in our specific case here, we will just use it for device inspection. And because inventory scripts are not real magic, we will try to use a little bit of modern technology magic and have this written by an artificial intelligence for us. I've prepared a little bit, but not an inventory script yet. And let's try to find out if Claude can do this for us. If nobody has a better suggestion, I'm monitoring the chat, then we will try and create an inventory script which gives us storage, like free storage, use storage, and pushes this to the management backend. Okay, I told you I'm using Claude. It has a context or already prepared context for the Mender client, for update modules, for the interface to the management backend. So we should hopefully be ready to try this right away. Also, there is a Raspberry Pi running right behind me, which Claude can also access to test the resulting code directly. Okay, create a Mender style inventory script to provide free and used storage of all devices, all block devices. Let's try all just all devices to of all devices. Let's see what happens. I always love those verbs. I think somebody had a lot of fun creating or collecting all of the all of the verbs that that Claude uses. Crunching is one of the more boring ones. I've seen a lot more fancy ones by now. Again, my usual disclaimer banner. It is an experimental session. If something is very good or very bad, probably the latter, drop a comment or let me know. You probably know where to find me. Okay. It tells me it has something. Write it. I think that's okay. Yes, make it executable. Customer question by Ed. Wow, fancy feature here. Telemetry sounds pretty morbid, actually. But not telemetry in terms of live data. That's why I said slowly change in dynamic data. Like if your telemetry is fine with things that change only once per day, then yes. Otherwise, no. Okay, test the script locally. What does it tell me? Okay. And Claude can actually run the script and it finds out that something is not working the way it thinks, or it thinks it should work. Okay. It's let's not anthropomorph AI. It does not think. Definitely not. And it tries to give me a new one. It says it's fine. Okay, then I'm good with copying over that one and running it. Okay, actually test the script. Yes, that's actually a really nice one. I, as a developer, obviously know that without force triggering the send inventory, I wouldn't be able to actually see the effects in a short period of time. And Claude gathered this from some of the information. Yes, please do trigger the update. The fancy part about doing those live sessions here, Ed, is that I can click and immediately you, including your comment, show up, which is super awesome. Okay. Hopefully this is good enough for sending the inventory upstream. I've also got additional funky things. Like and subscribe. Yes. It is elucidating. And if that one is fine, it even realized that it can now get the inventory, including I don't know if you've noticed it, that we are only looking for the storage underscore prefixes. I've provided it earlier with a token to access the API. And it hopefully tells me, yes, that it actually works. Pretty cool. I just wonder if we should ask for the real output of the API at least once. Yeah, we should. Inventory values of the test device. This is the thing which I find a little bit weird when using such an AI tool. The time it uses to construct or generate the actual actions is comparatively long. If it is a simple action, like just call curl and give me some information, it seems to take almost the same time as if it writes a whole new file. And as I said, I've doubled a little bit with it already, and my impression is that if you can break the task you want to get handled down nicely into things that you could explain to an intern, then they such a tool can be really, really helpful. And if not, so if you can't explain it, then the tool will also get it wrong. And you need to understand when to pull the exit hatch, because just like a human, again, try not to anthropomorphize it, but just like a human, they can also get tunnel vision on something and try to debug and beat it into shape more and more and more, and while at the same time derailing badly. Okay, it says that the script is there and it's working, and now let's just find out what the script output is in reality. User share vendor inventory. It obviously has to be there, and it's called storage. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. I'm not sure if that is actually nicely and usable, usable for a human being, but the percentages are definitely okay. Let's try, change the script a little bit. For the script output of actual storage sizes, add or use human friendly, dynamically use human friendly units. This is just the last thing I'll try here now. As I said, experimental session. If somebody could just like let me know if this if the shell is nicely and readable, if the contrast is high enough. I think from my control screen, which I see, the font looks big enough, but please tell me otherwise if this is not the case. And again, if you want to discuss something around Mender, you know where to find us. You can also ping me directly. you know where to find me, as you know about this session. And disclaimer, this is experimental. This is not like the real thing on securing connected devices. This is dabbling and testing for me to get better. I think there will be one more experimental session next week. And in 2 weeks' time, I hopefully will do the first real session with real useful content. That's my plan. Seems I overloaded Claude. Or it's just API throttling. I guess that's just throttling. Readable and nice. Very good. Okay, interesting. So you can't join the YouTube session to make comments. That actually should work. Because we've had that last week. Interesting. I need to look into that. And it would be nice to understand the different terminal tabs for context. That is a very good point. So actually the tabs up here, they are somewhat meaningless because only the first one is used in the session. The other ones are my personal working stuff. But I am switching between tabs or between Tmax sessions. And I think those can be named. That's a very good point. Let me take a note of this. I've got a planning document. Name. Why did I get signed out? I don't want to get signed out. I really don't want to get signed out. And name tabs sessions. That's a very good point. Now you're back and it works. Awesome, good. Nothing that I need to fix. I love problems that fix themselves. Okay. Again, something we figured out. Looking at the screen, the logo doesn't seem to clog anything. Is it better with or without the logo? I mean, on YouTube, I think there also is a small logo down here, but it is not there on LinkedIn. And here I can only switch the big one on and off. It should be fine, I think. Here, my name is not too big. The logo isn't obfuscating anything because the action in a shell is usually happening at the bottom. Claude is doing something weird. I think we can also give it one more try and then just let it be. Or probably it didn't push. But that's not that important. Yeah. As I said, wrap up. You have been warned. This one was experimental. If you expected something different, then sorry. I will do another experimental session next week. If you have a good idea what I should double about for like 20 minutes or so, please tell me. Otherwise, add this to stage. Thanks. You know where to find us. Like I can also click the like and subscribe one more time. And see you no later than August? No, I said in 2 weeks. 2 weeks means 14 days. July 16th plus 14 means it's even late July. My idea is to start early August, but let's see. Let's see. Maybe I do even a little bit more because I really like doing those things, but I want to get it somewhat sorted out before I pester people with stuff that is actually promoted. Okay. Thanks everybody for joining me. Another couple of things to improve. I will do so. And see you in a few days, weeks, or on some of the platforms that I'm active on. Bye.